Custom reports has to be one of my favorite tools in the MLS, and the reason for that is it gives me so many options to use the data for informational, learning, trending purposes. One of my favorite to do is what's called scattergrams. That's what we're going to show you real quick here today. If you need to learn how to create your own custom reports, please make sure you go back and take one of our MRED classes on custom reports. But in short, what we are going to do is come and do a search. And I'm going to use one of my old searches out here, but you're going to want to find typically closed listings for a real effective scattergram. And I'm going to use one of my old reports here. We will use this one. We will view the results. And since we're here, what we're going to do in the screen is we're going to export this out. But what I want to do is just check to make sure. So up top in the left-hand side of the window, up top, right above the pictures, you're going to see where mine says Market Analysis. Where it says Market Analysis, you will see a bunch of different reports. These are your custom reports. Normally what you all see is this. So if I come down here, I can edit columns. Yes, I'm doing this a little bit quickly. I'm going to call this Scatter Training. What I like about scatter reports while I'm doing this is the fact that I get to build trend lines and things like that through spreadsheet functionality really quick based on any search parameters I need to draw it on, so I get to show, share, and learn about my market. So in here, we're going to add just a few quick fields. So in here, I'm going to add square feet. I'm going to add close date. I'm going to add market time, just a few fields in here so we can see certain things that are going on in the trends. What else do I want to add? I will add, I think for this training example, that'll be enough. So for that, we have that in place, and now it's here to go. Now I can export out this data, and you will see here towards the end, I've got my square foot, my close date, and my market time. So what I can do, I can come in here now and I can pick on this little orange arrow down. It looks like it's pointing down to a little square or a little rectangle. And I pick on it and I say next. Then I come in here and I pick my custom report, which is coincidentally what I've already looked at. But if not, if you have something here, you can just pick it from your list of ones you created. Now I'm going to say next. Afterwards, I'm going to pick Excel. So here in the Excel world, you will see this will come out as a CSV file, known as a comma-separated value. I don't really need you to be aware of that. Just understand that Excel/CSV just means that it's going to come out in a format that is spreadsheet friendly. Once I do that, I say next, and now I get a little download. Now, depending on the browser you're using, I am using Chrome. Depending on the browser, you're going to have to know where to go look for your downloads. It's not as always as obvious as it is here in Chrome. Once I'm done with that, I have this here up and running now. Now what I can do is open my spreadsheet, right? So I don't use Excel. I actually use Google Drive. All spreadsheets will work the same. So I open up my Google Documents into a spreadsheet format, and now all I got to do is say File, Import. Once I say Import, I will come over here to say Upload my documents and come here and select it from my computer. And I have it right here, and it will open. And it will convert. Since this is a spreadsheet family tool, it will open up with all the fields laid out properly, as we see here. So now that I have the data from the MLS, I can now start doing all sorts of things with it. But what I want to show you here is what's called a scattergram, what I call a scattergram, or what others have called a scattergram. And what we're going to do real quick is just take a price comparison and a close date. Now notice in here, when I did my search, I did not take all the close date. I took some active listings in here. So from an old search, I didn't do a good job. I would want to remove these. So to do that, I'm going to come out here and hide currently. I don't want to lose this data. I'm going to hide all the active listings. Now that I have that, again, I'm going to take my price, my close price, and I'm going to take my square feet. And all I did was hold the control key down to select two separate columns that are away from one another. Now all I got to do is come up and find my charting tool. In Google Spreadsheets, it's right here up top. It says chart. For the most part, you should be able to go to insert for most tools and pick chart as well. Once I do that, you will see I have the chart trend. I have the price points down here on the bottom. I have my square foot over here. And we will see that I have a natural progression that goes on. And if I need to see this visually, all I have to do is find my series tab over in my charting tool and pick trend line. It will then put that mathematical trend line in here that differentiates between your items here, and you have it here. You can make this linear, you could make this an exponential, logarithmic, moving average, right? You can do different things on it. If you understand what they all mean, by all means, play with it and do it as long as you can explain it. I like the linear because it just shows me a natural trend in here, right? So I have that out there that shows the data, shows me that as expected, the higher the square footage, the higher the price. But the other thing that shows real interesting is this is where I get to see in here on this tool that if someone wants to list their home for $450,000, but they're only about 2,000 square feet, it's going to be a tough pull, right? It's not going to work very well because that's down here, right? So you can actually see in here quickly of where these price points are, and you can actually see pockets of price points as well, which I think is absolutely fascinating. The other one I like to do in here is, again, pick the price point, and I like to pick close date for this particular example. And again, I'm going to do a chart again. And this time I have, for the last 6 months, the close dates that happen. And what we're trying to figure out at all times is the market going up or going down. So if I come back in here and again pick my series and go to trend line, you will see in here, and if I color it, it's actually going down. The last 6 months, the price go down. Now this could be expected, right? We deal with most of the last 6 months in very cold weather. It does have an effect on things. But these are very interesting charts to look like, and these are things you can easily share with your clients. I hope this helps, and see you at the next training.